Hello, and welcome to the Iron Spoon Kitchen, where today I find the Iron Spoon is marking a place for Thanksgiving turkey dressing. And once again, this is coming from a my grandmother's recipe, which was published in this cookbook that was done back in around 1974. And my mom helped to do this, the Galveston Island Cookbook. And so we're going to be making dressing, cornbread dressing. And one of the things you're going to find out about dressing is that if there's one way, there are 10 million ways. And so this is one of those 10 million ways to do it. And so I've got my ingredients here, but you're probably noticing that I don't have the cornbread. And I'm waiting for that to be delivered right now. But I had to go ahead and get started on the videotaping just so that I could, keep to my timeline and not make the bosses mad. And ordinarily, I just press my button here, but you can hear that. It's stuck. So can't get anything that way. But let's take a look at what we have here. And we have our thyme. We have some chili powder. Now, that's not hot. It's just for flavoring. We have 3 eggs, 2 cups of celery, about a third of a cup of red bell pepper and green bell pepper. And if you've watched any other episodes, you know that I like to put in that red bell pepper for a little color. A little onion covered in saran wrap because it is strong. And parsley, and then some green onion as well. And salt and pepper as well. And a little bit of chicken broth. So I guess I'm going to have to stop this and wait. You hear that? Sounds like old JB is coming up in his horse Scout. Yep, let me go let him in. Well, here it is. That was sure nice of him to come. Yep, he and Scout are on their way. Okay, so here's the cornbread. And one of the reasons I got it from JB is because I know that he makes it's mostly cornmeal. And he uses an organic cornmeal and a little bit of organic flour as well. And it makes for a special recipe. And for this one, I asked him not to put in any sugar or anything like that because we don't need that for this. And that's one thing to keep in mind is that when you're making your cornbread, if you're getting a mix, it may be for corn muffins and it's going to have a lot of sugar in it. But if you just follow a basic cornbread recipe, you can eliminate the sugar in it, and it has that more savory flavor. So we've got this. Now let's get on with the rest of the cooking. We have our mixing bowl, so let's go ahead and start breaking up this cornbread. And this is a nice consistency of a cornbread. Good color to it too. And all I'm doing is just breaking it all up. And then I'm going to be adding it after I've sauteed these ingredients with a little bit of olive oil. So I think you get the idea on this. So you just get it all completely broken up until it's crumbs again. Hey, come join me over here. We're going to start getting the fire going. Okay, as I said, there's 10 million ways to make dressing, and this is one of those 10 million, but to me, it's needless to say, the favorite. That's why I'm doing it. And you start off here with a little bit of sausage, and this is just a type of breakfast sausage with sage, and it is not going to be an overpowering flavor in this. It's just part of the flavors. So let's get the fire going. And what I mean by that is that I don't want to taste the sausage, I want it to complement everything else that we're doing. So we're going to start getting this going. Okay, I'll be back in a jiffy, and we'll have this part done. This is almost done, and it is done. Now I'm going to take out the sausage that's in here and set that to the side and leave the drippings that are in there. And I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, and I'll start sauteing the vegetables next. Hey, now it's time to saute the vegetables. I've got all that good stuff in there from the sausage. This is going to be about maybe a quarter, not even a quarter of a cup, maybe an eighth of a cup right there. And let's get the fire going. That always makes it easier. I'm going to start off with this is one medium chopped onion. We're going to get that going. Whoop. Got some of the outside of it in there. The outside of the onion. I wasn't too careful. There's another piece. Lots of stirring in this portion. And then I'm just going to be adding the rest of the ingredients. And the onion is starting to look just right, so I'm going to go ahead and add the celery. Get that mixed together. Lots of good fresh vegetables in this. And the bell pepper. And one thing is that you can't go wrong if you start out with celery, onion, and bell pepper. If you want to know the trick to making a good dish, just start out with that. And typically you can do it with the same portions for each one. Oh, and I don't think I said that I also cooked a couple of turkey legs, and I'm going to chop that up, and I'm going to add that to it too. Green onion, parsley, salt and pepper, 1 tablespoon of thyme, and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And more stirring. Now I'm going to add back the sausage and the chopped up turkey. It's not a whole lot, it's probably a cup of chopped up. It just gives it a little bit more flavor, since it's not going to be stuffed into the turkey. Now to add all this cornbread. And that was about an 8x8 pan of size of cornbread. Boy, this is getting full. I'm going to add the eggs now. This just is to help to thicken things up a little bit. If you watch the crab episode, there's a little bit in that as well. I'm going to add a can of chicken broth. They didn't have any turkey broth. And that's essentially it. As far as ingredients, that is it. I'm going to stir this up a little bit more and then let it sit here. And the next step is to put it into a Pyrex baking dish, and then it will go into the oven to bake. But everything's already cooked in here. Again, it's like the baked crab. You're just mixing the flavors together. Everything's is at this point is all cooked. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then we'll be back to put it into the big pan. Now I'm going to spoon this up into the big dish. Let's see if I can get this a little closer. And one of the good things about this is that this is obviously before Thanksgiving, and I'm going to go ahead and bake this, but you can freeze it at this point, let it cool down, put it in here, and freeze it. I've done it as much as a month before Thanksgiving, and it works just fine. It's always nice to have something that you can freeze, and then it tastes just as good, if not better in some cases, because it's had all the chance for everything to, all the flavors to meld together. Okay, I'll finish this. And the next time you see me, we'll be taking it out of the oven or eating it, one of the two. Okay, it's in the Pyrex pan and into the oven now. Well, here it is. I think we have success. Nice toasted top. Okay, I'll be taking it out now. Once again, success. And this is cornbread dressing, Southern cornbread dressing. And it was originally my grandmother's recipe. And then my mother, she added to it. And one time I did something very smart. One time she was making this, and I decided to write down all the extra things because this has about 8 ingredients. But then when I sat down and watched my mother and wrote it down, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other ingredients, 7 ingredients that were not on there, plus refining some. And so that's what a recipe should look like. That tells you that you've been using it and you've been making it better each time. So as I've said before, do you have a recipe like that in your family that you use? Let me know. Add it to the comment section. And this is from the Galveston Island Cookbook that the women of the church did at Trinity Episcopal Church in Galveston, and 1975. I think I said that. It's still in print. Believe it or not, you can get it at souvenir shops. Okay, enough about that. Let's get to the tasting. Oh, it has a nice golden top to it. Let's see what we got here. Once again, just like I remember it. Take one more bite. That is delicious. And remember what I said, you can freeze this. And ordinarily that's what I would do. And you can even freeze it now, because all I did was just warm it up and kind of toast it on the top of it. So this is an easy recipe to do. You've got some chopping to do, but not that much. And it comes out great. And what's your favorite dressing? Let me know. Add that to the comments. I'd like to see what they are. Okay, well, I believe that takes care of us for another episode. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving and you all are able to give thanks for the many gifts that you have in your life. So if you like this, like it, subscribe, hit the button, some other button. I think it's the bell button. That's the other one. Let's see what it says here. Yep, the bell button. Notifications. Okay, I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and thank you for being here with me in the Iron Spoon Kitchen.